Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Switch stream with Steven. I am Steven. My team is Switch Gaming. If you enjoy the content that you see today, please give us a follow on YouTube at The Switch Gaming YT, Twitter, The Switch Gaming, Facebook, The Switch Gaming, and Twitch, The Switch Gaming. Today, we are going to try out the modern prelim. I'm doing the prelims probably all week long to try and get some qualifier points, so I can play in the MOX events this weekend, the Magic Online Championship Series events. Both those are 40 qualifier points to enter. I currently have 8, so we are well short of where we need to be, so I need to play some prelims this week. 2-2 gets me 10 points, I believe. A 3-1 gets me 20, and a 4-0 will get me 40, so an entrance into one of those events. We're going to do the modern one at 10 a.m. There's a legacy one at 2 p.m. I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with my ability in legacy to just hop in a prelim and think I can spike at 3-1 or 4-0. But there's a chance we'll do that. We'll see how this one goes. We'll see how starred for QPs I am. But we'll get plenty of chances. There will be Pioneer ones this week. Those are the ones I expect to do well in. And I'm hoping I can do pretty well in Modern, too. The last league we did with Shadow went fine. And, you know, a 3-1 or a 2-2 would, you know, we'd much rather a 3-1 than a 2-2, but I think we'll be able to have a good run with this. I'm trying a third Terminate in the main deck today to make my Murktide matchup better. That deck is very popular, so I'm going to make sure I have a lot of answers to Murktide. I would even consider a fourth Terminate, to be honest. But it's a little mana inefficient. If I were to play the fourth Terminate, it would either probably be over the Pierce or the Bolt. That's kind of awkward. I think Bolt's really important to be able to like kill Monkey and stuff. I could see going to one Ledger Shredder too. I don't think that's a must-have. I'm also trying a 1 of Underworld Breach today, so we'll see how that works. Happy New Year to everybody. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, the sand is definitely good enough. Little mana, a little flooded, but this is the great thing about having a companion is if we do draw a lot of lands, at least we have another play we can make. Looks like a Tamer. Yep. No possible play, yield all. Ornithopter, sure. It's kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. So if he has land double hammer, I get kind of screwed. If he has land protection spell hammer, I get kind of screwed. I can't, there's no way that I can just spew off the Bolt on turn 1. That's got to be bad. There's also no way I can tap out. So the question is, I think I play a fetch to thin. This can go get Steam Vents or another Blood Crypt. I'm just going to play this and say go. He might think I'm Rhinos, too. With this lead. Or, no, not Rhino. Alright, him doing this makes me almost want to terminate, or not terminate, bolt his guy, right? Because if I fetch shock bolt this, he loses a mana. And I still have terminate to kill something else. So, I think I'm actually going to make that play. Probably. There's argument to wait, because if I wait, then I get a Darcy trigger. But my deck is just infinity 1-mana spells, so I think it's not worth it. We have so many top decks that punish waiting. I do like having a lot of black mana. I'm going to get Blood Crypt. I am going to pay 2. We want this Death Shadow in play ASAP. Kill this. You have a drum. We'll see if he has another land. He does not. Yeah, that's kind of why I did that. Alright, well. Darcy. I'll be fetch shocking here so I can shock, play Death Shadow, leave up Terminate next turn. Second copy of Sigarda's Aid. Deal. Deal. Fetch shock. Probably going to be Steam Vents. I don't know that I need more than 3 black sources. I guess I don't really know that I need... Yeah, more red is relevant, right? So let's do this. Huh. That... I don't really need to leave up Terminate here. So I think this is a pretty free expressive iteration. It's also going to potentially grow the Darcy. So I'm going to Iteration, and then we can shock Death Shadow. Or do something else, depending. Oh, I'm going to be casting that. Never mind. Always yield to this. I'm going to put this on top. Okay. Would I rather have another Thoughtseize? I think so. I think Thoughtseize Shadow Terminate next turn is really insane. So I'm going to put Thoughtseize in my hand. Put one of them on the bottom, the monkey. Exile this. Play and shock this. Cast this. Trigger Darcy again. I'll take another Death Shadow. Yes, please. Although this does give me Delirium, but I think just another set. It's basically going to be a 1-mana 7/7 or bigger. It's kind of like a 1-mana 9/9, right? Because I get to go play Shock Land, shock myself, Thoughtseize you. Yeah, they're both 1-mana 7/7s next turn, so I'm going to put this on top. Okay. Well, I'm going to take... Man, this guy has triple Sigarda's Aid. Unlucky. Alright, well, let's take one of these. Imagine drawing more Sigarda's Aid than lands. If he top decks exactly Urza's Saga here, he can maybe have a chance. Alright, he missed, so I don't think there's any losing now. Now I get to Thoughtseize the other Stoneforge and then play double 7/7. Bin this. That'll give me Delirium. That's kind of cool. Not really needed, but kind of cool nonetheless. Goodbye, Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, 7/7, 7/7, 3U. This is literally he's dead next turn situation, so bang. And we'll go to game 2. Alright, well, that's a good start. Very, very good start there. Alright, well, against Hammer, we want EE. We want Fatal Push. We want Dress Down. I think that's it. Typically, I don't like Croxa. We're going to cut Croxa. I don't think I really like Underworld Breach very much. Could be good, but it could also be horrendous. It really just depends on the situation, and I think it's just way too slow, typically. So we're going to cut it. Spell Pierce is interesting to me. I know some people leave some number of these in Murktide, but I don't think in Shadow you want or need them. Okay, and the last cut. I kind of feel like it might be a Ledger Shredder. I don't love Ledger Shredder. I think it's kind of mid. I could see trimming on an iteration, especially being that we're on the draw too. Against the hyper aggro decks, a lot of the time I like trimming 1 to 2 iterations, especially on the draw. On the play, typically leave all 4 in, but on the draw, I don't know that we have time to screw around with this. So let's just... I think I'm going to do that. I think that's where I want to be. Jag. I've got... I mean, this is a pretty good hand. The only thing that... I mean, I guess we're not even that bad to Sanctifier and Vec, because... Yeah, this is just a good hand. There's no way I mulligan this hand. Alright, keep this. This hand could just get killed on turn 2. It's possible. Alright, he didn't Ornithopter us, so I think we're good. Want to play Monkey? Or do I want to play Darcy? That's actually, like, a real question, I think, here. Worst possible scenario is my opponent goes play land, play 1-drop, Esper Sentinel, and then equip a hammer to it. So that's something I kind of have to worry about a little bit, but... Monkey hitting him is so devastating. If his turn is like... If his turn is Stoneforge Mystic, for example, Monkey looks so much better. And if he had Ornithopter, I assume he would have played it already. I mean, he could always top deck one. Well, we're doing this, so let's get this out of the way. I think the Ragavan might actually be the right play, and then I still will just play the Bauble and draw a new card. But I would also, like, killing my own Ragavan is actually, I think, better for me than killing my own Darcy with this EE that'll eventually come down on 1 more than likely. I like putting the pressure on my opponent. Let's go ahead and see what they're going to draw, I guess. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Cool. I will say this plays a lot worse if he has Sanctifier, which I did not consider enough. Okay, well, we're not getting Sanctifier this turn, at least, I don't think. It's still possible he could go Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, play Sanctifier. That would be really bad for me, but what are you going to do? Okay, that's step 1. All right, he did not. Okay, so Monkey is going to hit him, and that is real good. Let's hit him. Then there are many, many ways we can play this turn. We'll have to consider what we want to do. Always yield, please. Esper Sentinel. That's actually, like, not that bad. I'm more than happy to have an Esper Sentinel, I think. Huh. Oh, how do we want to play this, chat? So many ways. I could also just go Darcy, Shock. Shocking. Actually, this mana situation is slightly awkward. The double Watery Grave is not necessarily ideal. Leaving up Drown for 0 doesn't seem particularly good. I could cast Expressive Iteration. It's like somewhat real. I feel like he has a Spell Pierce. There's really no signal that he has a Spell Pierce, but it seems very plausible that that would be the case. If I'm expecting Spell Pierce, I could just go Shock EE on 1, and then if he pierces, I just pay 2. Huh. That might actually just be the best play. It's very safe. keeps me safe from most things. I don't really love letting him know I have the EE yet, but it's a pretty good turn to get it down. And I kind of like if he does have Pierce, I like making him get a card in his yard so this Drown has a little more text. Okay. I'm going to shock this in. I'm going to play EE on 1, then I'll do this after. We're just not going to cast Esper Sentinel. Took me a while to figure this out, but I think this is the way I want to play this. Cast this for 1. Okay. Darcy. The question is, do I want the Esper Sentinel? I don't really need to leave up heat here, do I? With the fact that I have an EE in play. But the mana might be good for next turn when I want an Iteration plus Drown. So I think I might just leave the mana in play. Also, if I plan on popping this on 1, which is very possible, I might not want to deploy this. It's even possible I wasn't supposed to deploy the Darcy, but I think I do want the Darcy in because we are going to play a lot of spells, so it gives me a lot of manipulation, even if I do end up blowing it up. Goes fetch. Pass. Okay. God, man. Terrible mana, dude. Very awkward. Deck plays 1 swamp and 2 copies of Watery Grave. Pretty lame that those are the 2 we've drawn. I still think we're fine, but just annoying if nothing else. So I've got Unholy Heat and Drown up here, so we're pretty safe from anything. I can attack him with both. He'll make a guy and try and block Ragavan, I believe. Seems likely. Could also just cast my EI. Then he could counter. If he counters EI, that's fine. Because he has Drum, so he can go make it. But then he doesn't get to block. So I'm not even sure that he would counter this. I think I'm going to EI. I think EI here is good. I want to play a land first. I don't think so, but there's some argument behind it, because then he can't even counter it if he wants to. Although I don't think I would fight. I'm just gonna cast Iteration. This also builds to Delirium, which I think is, I'm gonna bin this. I could keep this, but like we'll either find I'm like already flooded anyway. I'm pretty not interested. I'm gonna graveyard this. I also didn't have a land in my yard yet anyway, which obviously we would get. Okay, so one of them into my hand. I think I'm kind of good with just another Drown, to be honest. I don't really need more threats. I think we're doing good in the threat department at the moment. I think I just want more answers. So I put the Drown in my hand and then I exile the fetch land. Play this. Combat. So I can go get a Blood Crypt, which is nice. And as soon as I get an instant, I get Delirium too, which is really nice. Blood Crypt. Shock. Unholy Heat. Oh, you know what? He could have Hammer. He could have Hammer. Alright, I might just have to let him block. I didn't think about this. I guess I could just go for drown. I might have to drown this, because that plays around him just flashing in a hammer. Him flashing in a hammer here would be a disaster. It would actually just, like, get me killed. Yeah. So I think I have to drown. He can do whatever. And then I'll get a treasure and still get Unholy Heat to be able to kill this, even if he does counter. So, yeah. Kill this. Blue. Black. Let's get that Delirium, too. Delirium here is nice. I guess I did still have EE up on 1. Do I want another Darcy? It's interesting, but I don't know that I love it. I'm going to bin it. I think I just want answers. Could be wrong, but I don't think that's what I'm looking for in this spot. Okay, cool. That was awkward to have to play around hammer like that, but I think it was... Oh, well, that's just completely free. It's a beautiful hit. All right, go ahead. I don't love having to play around hammer there, but I think I just have to. Like, if he has hammer, it's way too bad. I think we just lose on the spot almost, because then he gets a 12-12 that I can't block. We're at 13. It's way too dangerous. You can potentially get another hammer here. Yeah, sure. Assume he's going to hammer it up. Pithing Needle, huh? Pithing Needle on EE. Okay. God, all these Urza sagas, dude. Kind of pissing me off. Oh, the good news is I can heat this out of the way. Never mind. Might have to just drown. Well, that's pretty good. So if I play Darcy, play land. If I go Darcy, land, then I play around Spell Pierce still. So I guess that's the play. Darcy, land drop, drown in the lock, kill your construct, 5U, trigger monkey, still have Unholy Heat available. They're at 7. So in a lot of danger. Now, don't get me wrong, he could have the hexproof spell, but if he had the hexproof, like, he would have had to have drawn it, right? Because he would have used it last turn, I think, when I tried to kill his guy. Don't think there's any way he would have waited on that. It's possible I'm not even supposed to do this, to be honest. I think there's certainly argument that this drown is a little early. What do I think of Death Shadow? I think it's pretty bad. I don't think I want threats. I think I want another good answer. Okay. Combat. Cool. 5U trigger. Urza Saga number 3. Alright, well, we've seen 3 of those. Go. Sure. I do not hate our position. I will tell you that much. If his plan is just make a construct here, he loses the game because we can Unholy Heat kill it and aid him. Ooh, well, he can't fetch though. Yeah, I mean, if he fetches, he dies. So if there were ever a land he was... Oh, well, that makes things even easier. I guess I did... I mean... Yeah, I can just attack all, right? There's no reason to play this. Yeah, alright, cool. Looks like we're going to be 1-0. Send this as well. He makes a guy. I Unholy Heat his guy. And I have Lightning Bolt for his face as well. If he taps this to add a mana, he doesn't get to block. And if he fetches, he's dead as well. So I think our opponent has lost. I mean, whatever. This is a good card. We'll keep it, but the game is over. I believe the game is over. I cannot really imagine losing from this position, but yep. All right, 1-0 in the prelim. Shadow sick. Those games were not even close. To be fair, he didn't draw that well in game 1. He kept kind of a greedy 7. But, I mean, I still played 2 1-mana 7/7s on turn 3 or whatever it was, turn 4 maybe, which Murktide can play 1 8/8 flyer if you have a lot of stuff in your graveyard, but there's certainly some benefits to Shadow, and we saw them in this match. Drown in the Lock was also a billion times better than Counterspell could have ever imagined being, because it was a removal spell in both those games, right? Which is just so crucial. I like it when my Counterspell is also a kill spell. Anyway, let's go ahead and... I'm not going to do Pioneer matches between, but I think we can go ahead and play some Limited between. Vintage Cube, this very middling blue-white deck that I have. Thraben, Blade Splicer, Armageddon. I don't think we're Geddon deck. Baneslayer's fine. Karma Guide's fine. Lean and Relic Warder's good. Daze, Mana Leak, Remand, Mana Drain, Spellseeker, Glen, Opposition. Playing some blue-white Oppo here. We'll see how good it is. It's probably fine. And what is the last card I want to play here? 5 mana... Oh, it's Elspeth Sun's Champion. That's what it was. There we go. Alright, and then we... put this in. Even to sideboard the Jit. Some matchups it's not amazing. We'll bring it in a lot, I think, but I don't think I need to start it. It might be a better start than some of these cards, I guess. Could be better than, like, Daze. Maybe it's just better than Daze. Maybe I bring Daze in when Daze is good. We're also an Urza deck, so Jit, yeah. Jit's like good against 2 of the best decks in the Vintage Cube. It's good against Mono Red and it's good against Mono White, and those are easily 2 of the best decks. It's also good against Mono Green, which is another one of the, you know, one of the more drafted decks. I've heard people say they don't think Mono Green is particularly good in this format. I have no idea. I've only played it once, and it was pretty good. But... and we are 1-0 in the prelim, which is great. Happy with that. Well, we've got Thraben Inspector. I don't know how I could ever mulligan, but honestly, his hand is good. So, his hand is very good. Thraben into suspend this and hopefully click the U. Happy with this hand. Oh, is it mono red? Maybe not. Maybe just mono red with no 1-drop here. Maybe a burn spell or something. Either way, I'm going to shock. I'm going to play Thrabes. Go. It's like a world where it's, if it is mono red, it's better to just play the tap land there and not even play the Thraben yet, but we'll be alright. Against anything that isn't mono red, though, I think you certainly want to lead the Thrabes here. Okay, it is mono red. Yeah. I think we just suspend this. It's pretty easy. Suspend Cloudscape. We've got plenty of things to do with our mana the next few turns. I may as well. Well, There are hasters that I might want to block. I don't think 1 damage is going to necessarily be the difference. If I lose by 1 point, we can look back at this and say I should have attacked, but I have a bad feeling he's just going to play the 3-mana 2/2 that exiles the top card of your deck. Okay, it's a Phyrexian Revoker. Sure. That's fine with me. We'll see if he blind names any of my cards. The nice thing is Thraben can trade with that. V-Click can trade with the Scrounger next turn. I don't even know that he'll have ways to buy it back. He named Teferi Time Raveler, not Hero of Dominaria, and he Chain Lightninged my Thraben. So thank God we left it back, I guess. Anyway, he probably doesn't have ways to buy this back, is what I was going to say. He might have, like, a land or whatever, but he's just playing this as a 2-mana 3/2, which I've done in many of my aggro decks as well. Sometimes you just have to do it. V-Click in the draw step, probably. Plains, go. V-Click in the draw step, then play Urza, then play Teferi. Teferi might be on tuck duty this game, we'll see. I feel like we are in a scary spot. Oh, that hand is real good. That hand is really good. I think I need to take the Cough, and then we can trade with Layla, hopefully, but I cannot leave him with Cough. That is way too good. Get that out of my life, please. Yep. We'll see if he even offers that. Okay. Please don't hit a 1-mana instant. Okay. That is fine. I will trade. Boom. Now we get to play Urza. That pretty much stabilizes the board, to be completely honest. The token is a 2/2 because of my clue. Oh yeah, I forgot we have this coming off next turn too. Which is very good for me. Okay, Urza. Just gonna play Island. Island Urza. And I could pop this clue if I wanted to as well after... I guess I won't be able to do that. I was going to say I can float. No, I can do that. After damage has resolved, but still while the mana... So in the damage step... I don't know if that actually... I'm going to set a stop on damage. I don't know if that works, but... It's kind of funny. He can't really play the Fable here because the Riftwing just comes off and bounces his token, which I think is pretty bad for him. That's really annoying. Alright, whatever. Still think we're in really good shape. Yep, I'm just going to trade with Scrounger. Then we're going to go Teferi Plus and then pop Clue, more than likely. I'm just going to bounce a Mountain. The reason I'm bouncing a Mountain is there is absolutely no reason to bounce the Revoker because then he just names Teferi. I would like to choose nothing, but that's not an option. You have to return something to its owner's hand. Ooh, well, Glen Elendra here is pretty ridiculous. I think I'm just going to play Glen first. We're just going to go land Glen, go. I can counter the Fable. I'm not going to attack because I don't want to block with this at all. So, go. We're not in any rush. He's the aggro deck for now. We'll find our Jit that we threw in the deck, or I think I'm main decking Baneslayer in this thing. forget, to be honest, but... He'll attack, I'll block, sure. Easiest trade of my life. That is not resolving. Sure. Is Teferi Tuck that a real play? Not anymore, it's not. Okay, great draw. What up, Fatal Gaming? How's it going, man? 1-0 in the Modern Prelim right now, and just doing some Vintage Cube between. We beat Hammer in round 1. I'm on Shadow. Very cool, man. Very cool. 1. I'm not afraid of much. There are a few cards I'd be afraid of here. Hellrider would be one of them. Go. Might actually stream today. Cool, man. Very cool. Awesome. Sword of Feast and Famine. You know what? That resolves, because I'm going to Cathar Commando blow up the Porcelain Legionnaire and leave him with nothing. Goodbye. Okay. Oh, that is really good. Draw a card. Draw a card. Combat won you. Well, it's pretty safe to say our opponent likely not going to be winning this game, but they could surprise me. I've been surprised before. I could, like, misclick or something. Who knows? What are you going to stream today, Fatal? Any idea? If you do stream? We'll untap these lands, although actually irrelevant, but we'll do it anyway. I almost want to untap his lands just for the flex, to be honest, but we're going to do this. Opponent just can't resolve spells. Oh, very cool, man. Very cool. Plus, almost ultimate on this, so good luck, opponent, when that happens. Alright, combat won you. Let the record show that that attack with Thraben Inspector earlier may have been nice. That 1 damage could come back to haunt us. No, I don't think it's going to. Our opponent... Alright, I'm taking this draw stop off. That needs to go away. Something getting mana drained here. Very cool, man. Very cool. Mizium Mortar's my thing. I mean, that resolves. That's fine. Absolutely not countering that in any world. About to ultimate to Teferi. I think that'll be good enough to win. I might wait until it has 9. Well, that's really good. Draw a card. It's really good with the Teferi ult, too. Oh, well, good game. Thanks for playing, opponent. Man, props to this guy for still wanting to play. Not a game I'd be playing anymore with mono red, that's for sure. Imagine thinking this game is winnable. I'll draw 2. The annoying thing is he might get rewarded for wasting time, though, because we have to get back to that modern thing. The prelim. Stomp me. He just mana drain this. I don't know. It doesn't actually matter, but it's annoying enough that I think I'll counter it. You know what? I don't need to counter this. That's fine. Resolve your stomp, then I'll remand the second. I'm just gonna... whatever. We'll mana drain. None of this matters. This is wildly irrelevant. About to emblem a Teferi with a consecrated Sphinx in play. Like, not okay. Very not okay. Yep. Hope you enjoyed having lands, opponent. They're not going to be there for very long. Oh. Combat. I'm not even going to play the opposition. There's just no reason. He draws 1, I'll draw 2 and hit 2 mountains. Mountain. Now we got the Jit as well. Yeah, opponents had enough. Cool. Whatever they cast, I'm going to remand and hit another mountain, and then my draw step, I hit a mountain, then their draw step, I hit 2 more mountains. They have no mana. Well, Fatal, that sounds really cool. Alright, so we're playing against Mono Red. Elspeth Resplendent's gotta be sweet here. Bribery seems terrible. Let's get that out of our deck. I hate Bribery against Mono Red usually. We are going to be on the draw, so I think land tax is pretty reasonable. A lot of these, like, big, clunky plays, I certainly don't love. Elspeth's Sun's Champion, although I don't even think the opposition plan is good against Mono Red, to be honest. So I'm going to head off that. We're going to bring a Sun Titan in. Sun Titan's pretty good. And I think I like Daze as well, especially against this guy, because he had 4 drops, and he has a nice little curve-out deck, so I'd like to interrupt that if possible. Might get rid of the Karmic Guide. Buying back a creature is... I guess it buys back any creature. It's, like, pretty good. It's just a little slow. I think it's worse than Sun Titan, typically. Typhoon a little too slow? It might be. It's 3 mana, get a 1/1 draw card. That actually kind of sucks. I'm going to cut Typhoon, I think. Well, we've got Mana Drain. I mean, I wish my mana were better, but I don't think I'm getting rid of an opener with Mana Drain in it in 2 islands, so... Daze is going to be actually really good here. I might just Daze, depending on what he does. Yeah, I might wait 1 turn. We'll let him get a 2-drop in, probably. It depends what he does. There are not many unbeatable 2-drops. There are some, but not many. Yeah, you have a 3/2. We'll trade with that later. It's fine. Really need some lands. Some white lands would be key. Would like those a lot. Okay. I am going to give myself the option to Mana Drain, but now Mana Drain's insane because I can go Blade Splicer Spellseeker or Blade Splicer V-click, depending. Go ahead. God, Mana Drain is such a not okay card. One match left over here. Okay. Wasteland. That's not very good against my deck, funny enough. I'm going to drain that. No thanks. Yeah, so I can V-click plus Blade Splicer here. It seems unbelievably good. Oh my gosh. Now I can just Teferi. That might actually be worse than Blade Splicer V-click you, though. I think it is. I don't know, man. We get to leave up days, too. Like, that's real good. This is so many cards. It hits my land drops, like, guaranteed. Technically a less mana efficient play, but it's... whatever. You don't play the Vintage Cube to not do things like this. I mean, this is absolutely nutty. Okay, well, we'll untap some lands. I can still V-click him, too, which is really good. I'm not going to V-click him in the draw like I could. I think we'll just wait. Pyro. I'm going to V-click in response to this. Let's see what's in his hand. Day's actually, like, pretty likely to convert here, which is really funny. Could V-click myself, but I think this is right. I want to see what's going on over here. All right, we're getting a spell out of his hand. It's Unholy Heat. I can daze that, and I think I'm gonna, actually. I can actually daze the Pyromancer now, which is really funny. Which I might do, to be honest. Huh. Is it good? Then Teferi gets hit? Or would I rather keep the Teferi unharmed? I think I'd rather keep the Teferi unharmed. Daze ya. I dazed you, bro. Now I'd like to look at your hand, please. Fire Blast, Abbott. His hand is really quite bad, but I think the Abbott still scares me enough that I'm going to take it. Abbott's a good Magic card. It's very possible Teferi's just going to tuck the PZ, honestly. He might Fire Blast. I guess there's like a world where he Fire Blasts here. I'll block. I think there was like a very real world where he should have just Fire Blasted the V-click. But he didn't go for it, so it's good for me. I could tuck this, and maybe I'm supposed to. Gosh dang it, my match is up. And I need all the time with Shadow. Fucking A. Reveal this. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize Unholy Heat. Hand Breach, a little awkward here. Probably worse than Croxa would be. But I'm definitely keeping Removal Spell Thoughtseize. Okay, Jit was a pretty good draw. Pretty legit. I guess I just play a Blade Splicer and untap some lands. It's so annoying. This red opponent is so dead. Really do not want to concede to this guy. Just have no shot to win at all. Sigarda's Aid. So what is this? Green, white hammer? Is this some innovation I don't know about, or what? I'm going to Fetch Shock Thoughtseize, probably. I could bauble the top of my deck. I mean, I know that he is playing some iteration of hammer, so I pretty much know what I'm looking for. Bauble was a really good draw with this Underworld Breach, too. Honestly, the Breach might end up being better than... probably want to look at the top of my deck in this case. Maybe not. Maybe I want to see his deck, actually. Yeah, they'll inform me more on this. The Reality Chip. Okay. Always yield. Okay. This wants to get Blood Crypt, I believe. Alright. Berettan Forge Tender, huh? I might have to just take Forge Tender. What in the world? Yeah, the Forge Tender is a big deal. I think I have to take this. It's kind of disgusting. You can't cast the Reality Chip right now. Yeah, I'm going to take the Pro half the cards in my deck card. That is wild as heck. Going back here, untap these. I'm just going to F6 here. Go back over here. Steel Shaper's Gift. Colossus Hammer, you got it. Monkey is fine. Drown in the Lock's a good draw there. We know his hand is Sword of Fire and Ice. Colossus Hammer and Reality Chip. He does have to go Monkey Go here. Monkey Land Go. To be mana efficient. This way I don't die to Ink Moth and I don't die to... I mean, I could just leave up mana, but then he just also gets to leave up mana. We just kind of play this game. I think I need to force some issues here. I'm going to do this and say go. This is not safe to another top deck hammer, necessarily, but if he has another hammer on top, it's whatever. Do I play around it and block? I kind of hate blocking, but I think blocking is probably the play. That way I don't lose to second hammer. You'll call on the elementals to help me? Yeah. Steam Vents. Unholy Heat. This went pretty well for me. Even if he drew... Oh, he didn't draw another hammer. Okay. I, like, 1,000% assumed he had another hammer, to be honest, but that was a really bad play from our opponent. Terrible play, to be honest. Let's do this. Sure, they have a Mesa. I don't really want them to draw a Mesa, so, I mean, I'm gonna hit them. And I could do the Bauble Breach thing here and leave up Drown. Play better. So if I go Underworld Breach, I can only Bauble one time. That's not real. Alright. I'm just going to play... Probably... do I want to pop this off? There's a world where I want to pop this off. I may as well give myself the option, I guess. So let's just play this and say go. We'll try to get back to the other match in a second. Thoughtseize not a bad draw. This is getting countered. Can Thoughtseize the sword out of their hand now? Yeah, we're in good shape. And I also get to Breach Bauble multiple times. Seems good. Well, that's a perfect draw. Never mind. We're just going to leave that up. Thoughtseize you. Take your... Alright. I mean, I don't really care about a lot of these cards, so... I think I just take the pure steel. Probably the most annoying thing here. Play this. Attack you. Always yield. Cast this. Could pick up Giganta, but I think I want the treasures for the breach turn, so go. Alright, we're back over here. Opponent's doing all this. I'm gonna plus. God, we're like 1,000% to win this game. I just have to frickin' get to that spot. Would love to draw a land, though. That would be spectacular. Play Spellseeker, I guess. Go get whatever untapped lands. Alright, they drew a land over here. Sure, it's fine. Yep, you try to play the reality chip. I think I drown this. Fairly certain I drown this. They still have a Sword of Fire and Ice, but I don't know that that matters. I guess he can only play lands off the top. Maybe I actually just leave this in play and then kill it with Unholy Heat or the Drown. Yeah, I probably don't need to counter this, actually. Let's pop this for a card. Okay. That's insane. I think a counter there is very bad. Thinking about it more. Shock this in. Play Darcy. Play Breach. Always yield. Bin this. Pretty much just binning anything I see. We just want to fuel. Unholy Heat this. Then we're just going to bauble as many times as we can. Islet this. And one of the two baubles. Done. Bin this. Cast bauble. 1, 2. Now I really don't care. We'll lose Delirium. It's not really relevant. Bin this. Bauble you. It's a land. Okay. Play this. 1, 2, 3. Done. Trigger. I mean, I'm gonna bin it. Just so I can bauble one more time, I think. Maybe that's not even necessary, actually. You know what? I'm gonna keep it on top. Bauble you again. I mean, this game is just completely over. I have half a mind to not even hit him with Monkey here, to be honest, because I know he's drawing dead, but it's still probably good enough. Yeah, GG's indeed. GG's indeed. You know what? Do I just let him have a Plains? I feel like I just let him have a frickin' Plains. It just isn't. It's not even a card here. I guess it kind of is because he could go fire up my Ink Moth, try to equip. Whatever. We won't lose that damage in that mana. What a weird spot. Alright, sack this. I have Delirium again. Draw 2 cards, one of which is the Iteration. Ledger Shredder's not horrible either. He draws Plains. God, I just want to win game 1 so we have 2 minutes for that cube match. Alright, game is actually unlosable. I'm going to do this. Blue, red. win this. We do not need more lands. That's a-okay. Put one of them into your hand. The iteration, I guess. Honestly, yeah, it's the iteration. One of them in your hand. One on the bottom. One to exile. Combat. Attack with both. Not this. Okay, we hit his Stoneforge. I just cast Shadow here. Actually, yeah, I just cast Shadow. We leave up double Drown. Go. And then we can move to our other game and win, hopefully. Flashes in a sword and does nothing. That resolves. Again, sideboarding, go over to this. We're playing against Hammer, we want EEs, and we want Fatal Push. We cut Croxa, Breach, Spell Pierce. Okay, now I'm going to wait to submit. We got about 3 minutes. Untap these lands. Go ahead, opponent. They Fire Blasted. Looks like they Fire Blasted my face, which is fine. Yep. One at the Fairy, I'll trade. One at me, I'll still trade. Alright, we got it. Char resolves. Alright. Jit, good game. Attack with this, then we can kill the Pyro, untap our land. Yeah, this game is 1000% over. He'll block. Yep, it's fine. Damage, sure. Kill this. Untap, good game. Emblem. Combat attack all. I'm just not going to use the Jit here. I just don't need to. Something gonna eat a remand here? Probably. Yeah, I can't imagine it doesn't. Oh god, I didn't get to submit my sideboarding. That's a tilt. Alright, I'm gonna go win this match. Remand this. Alright, great. Reveal this. Yeah, I mean, this hand is still good. I'll keep this. Not great against a Sanctifier and Vec, but here we are. Sentinel. Okay, Monkey. Especially because I have 2 drowns, I think. Yeah. He could go land 8, alright. Land 8 hammer, but not what he did. Okay, Croc's actually not that bad here, that's funny. Combat, totally fine with this trading. Monkey being a 1-mana removal spell is a huge win. Just want to leave up Drown and Heat here. I want to draw lands, so I'm just going to play this in shock and say go. I'm going to take the hit here. Yeah. Okay, well now I can drown anything that matters. Yeah, I think that needs to eat a drown. Oh, that's not how to tap. Blue, black. Yeah, you get to draw a card, which is annoying, but I'm not letting Sanctifier resolve in any world there. So the Croc's in our hand. Go. Now I get to drown and pay, which is good. Funny enough, this Croxa, which would have been one of my sideboard cards, might end up being good, which is hilarious. Nope, that's not resolving either. I kind of don't want the shock, to be honest. I don't know, there's some argument to still shock. Death Shadow being huge matters. Yeah, let's just get good mana. It's going to be a Blood Crypt, I think. Okay. I think I was playing Darcy here. Darcy, play land, obviously. And then I don't want him drawing cards. I do plan on unholy heating this, but... do I just do it right now? I do want to get this off the board, certainly. We're going to need those EEs for all these protection creatures. Yeah, I know. The sideboarding, I wish I would have done it, but I'm not losing that Vintage Cube game, dude. I'm too competitive to concede meaningless games. I'm going to do this so he can't, like, spell pierce me. Always yield to this. I'm going to bin the spell pierce. It doesn't seem particularly good, although it's kind of funny, but there's no way that's good. Go. I don't love my spot, to be honest. I want to know why he's playing a Temple Garden. There's got to be a reason, but oh, I might just die. Oh, no, doesn't look like it, thank God. Alright, cool. Barrette and Forge Tender. Okay, sure. Oh, please don't top deck a hammer, opponent. Or I can find another drown, that'd be good. Alright, I think I'm going to stop shocking myself meaninglessly. Blood Crypt, I believe, is what I want. Well, another Darcy isn't horrible. Croxa gives me Delirium, so does Iteration. So I guess I really don't want a land off this. I think a land here is bad. I think I want 2 spells, so I think I just wait on doing this, and we do this. Red, black, or red, blue. this. Fine, but I don't need it. There we go. Drown in the lock to hand. I think. One of them in your hand. This. I think we just let the others go. One on the bottom. The iteration, I guess. I'd rather redraw this later. Attack. F6. Want to leave up drown, that way I don't die to a hammer. It's a very obvious I have a drown in my hand situation, but... Okay. So he has sword. Yeah, he has sword. It's a hammer, I see. This gets countered. Ooh. Death Shadow is interesting. It doesn't... I guess I can actually beat... No, I can't block. I think I bin this. I know it's a way to win, but I'm not worried about winning. I'm worried about not dying. So I'm going to bin this because we need a little better than that. Well, that is pretty good, actually. That is pretty good. Attack you for 3. I believe I just Darcy and say go. I think this plays around everything the best. Croaks is fine, but another Darcy gives me another Surveil. This way, if he, like... If he Giver of Runes to make it so I can't block... Okay, he just ones me. I could technically trade with that, but I think that's probably poor. Yeah, that's certainly bad. I need to think about how I want to use this dress down. Is there any world where I end step this so I'm not forced into attacking with my Darcys? Probably not. I kind of... Man, I probably should have done this on the... There should be a stop there if I'm playing Shadow. Oh, I see. He's going to fire this up and then give it pro. Maybe I do actually just end step dress down. Then I just get a Croxa into play. It seems kind of gas. I'm just going to do this. I actually think I like not being forced into an attack here. Bin this. Bin this. Terminate's real. Terminate is very, very real. Just gonna wait on that. Play Croxa. Prevents all damage a red source would deal. May as well get this into play. I'm not gonna shock. No attacks. I guess I kind of want to terminate this anyway. I can, like, terminate this and then... No, that's not the play. That is not the play. Go ahead. Need to not die to another hammer. It's the best way to do it. That's really annoying. He probably equips that onto the Forge Tender. Yeah. That's not ideal. Okay, fetch land is not all that impressive. Sentinel's really annoying. Sure. Okay, so his top card is a dud, is what that means. That's a pretty good draw, all things considered. Combat. Attack all. Trigger, you lose 3. Yep. Yep. Do I kill the Ink Moth here? I kind of want to be honest. But maybe I don't necessarily need to. Kind of like him having less mana in this spot, so I think yes is the answer. Kill Giver. Oh, you're right. Killing Giver was probably better. Yeah, it definitely was. I'm pretty low on clock, so not thinking as much as I should be about that, but you're right, that was bad. The Giver is definitely more of an issue. Because I was not thinking about him being able to just get protection around this shadow. So yeah, we're just dead to a hammer here. God, if this were an EE this game would have been so easy. Alright, Inkmoth doesn't kill me. Sure. I guess killing, like, we were dead to a hammer, though, regardless, right? That's why I killed the Ink Moth. So, maybe... Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know that it matters that much. I think if he doesn't kill me right now, he loses. Alright, well, that was insanely lucky. I'm not playing any more matches between these in that Vintage Cube. Alright, well, we're 2-0. And we didn't sideboard against Hammer in this round. 4-0 in games against Hammer. That's why you play Shadow, is to beat that deck. What's up, Shizniz? How's it going, man? Currently 2-0 in the prelim with Shadow. One more win would be glorious, and if we get 2 more, that would be amazing. If I can 4-0 my first prelim of the week, I'll be very pleased. Playing the deck that everybody tells me sucks and that I shouldn't be playing, but I just like this deck way more than I do Murktide. I don't know. I prefer to play proactive Magic, not reactive Magic. And the thing is, it does both, like, very well. I just think Drown overall is typically a better card for me than Counterspell, and maybe that's just because maybe I'm not playing well with Murktide. I don't know. Maybe we ran somewhat poorly with Murktide last week too, but... Proactive over reactive, that's why I play blue-white control. Yup, for sure. For sure. Oh, bummer. Larry just lost. All right, 5 more rounds left. We're just going to kind of sit here and chill. I don't want to do more vintage cube games and then have to frickin' double queue again. That was almost a disaster. It cost me a few minutes easily, and then we didn't sideboard, so just a little too much. A little too much for a not great moto manipulator, I guess. What will call me. Definitely need to get better at using this client if I'm going to be playing competitive events all the time, which I'm going to start doing these a lot more. Raja, did you enter? You didn't enter this, right? You're not playing him this too? Did you sleep in? Also, Shizniz, here's the deck. It's not on my MTG or MTG bot here, but it's on the left side of your screen if you're able to see that. The link should be a Cardboard Live link to that. That's fair, Raja. I'm never feeling playing Modern, so I get that. Why spend your day off playing any amount of Modern? So far, I've been very rewarded for my deck selection. I think Shadow is pretty favored against Hammer. And we've played against Hammer twice. I think Murktide, actually one of Murktide's harder matchups is Hammer. And that's a reason to not play Murktide. I do get that Murktide's been having a lot of success lately, but finally a good deck. Yeah, I just stopped listening to people telling me my deck. People tell me my decks are bad all the time. And to be fair, my decks are usually bad. But I think knowing your deck and just knowing how to play your deck is so important in Modern that who cares if this is bad, it's still just good enough. That's fair, Dalloway. It's because everybody just does what... People don't try their own stuff, man. Everybody just gets tunnel visioned and thinks Murktide's the best deck. And the funniest part about it is, people said Murktide sucked 2 months ago. Like, people go back and forth on Murktide between it sucks to it's the best deck to it sucks to it doesn't make sense to me at all. Yeah, I agree. Bolt is not amazing. I'm playing a one of, but this could be a fatal push easily. I think Bolt is slightly better in Shadow, but it's really close. Yeah, I agree. I had Bolt line up terribly a lot of times in my event last week with Murktide. Well, Stormy, this isn't even a brew. This is just like an established Modern deck. Like, this deck is not bad. It doesn't even make sense. Like, the deck's playing all of the best cards in Modern. Literally, like, Darcy, Ragavan, Iteration. Like, we have a Breach in this deck, but, like, that's fair, Dalloway. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think Murktide's a good deck. I've always thought Murktide was a good deck. I never said it sucked. But I've heard a lot of people go back and forth between the deck is bad to the deck is the best deck to, and that's just so strange. It's one of the only decks where I've like ever seen that happen with, where like, and it's multiple people too. It's not just like one, like a few of my teammates have gone back and forth on that. Like, it's very weird to me. I think it's a good deck. I don't think it's even remotely the best. I don't think there is a best deck in Modern at all. I think they're all like pretty good. The tier decks are all very good. That's fair, Golem, yeah. Yeah, Dalloway, I mean, I could see that. Playing Thoughtseize is just so good. It's just so good working with perfect information. You can't really, you know, like it's so big to know what you're playing around, what you're not playing around. Exactly. Killing Hammer's creatures is a big deal. Yep. For a lot of reasons. Thoughtseize is great, obviously. Drown is insane because Drown is not only a counter spell, it's also a kill spell. It was big for us in both matches on both halves, like being a kill spell and being a counter spell were both wildly important. And counterspell just doesn't do that for you. It's just not flexible. There's nothing flexible about counterspell. Like, if you fall behind, the card is awful. That's fair, Dalloway. Yeah, I mean, Murktide, it might be different in a Murktide deck, too. I have no idea. But I know in Shadow, Drown is just excellent. I don't know. I always do well when I play Shadow, too, and I do not always do well when I play Murktide. And, you know, by well, I mean, like, plus 500 pretty much every single event. I don't know that I have sub 500 any event that I have played Shadow in, dating back to when Luris was legal. And I didn't play, like, that many events. And I had some, like, pretty middle-of-the-road events, like 5-4 or whatever. 4-3 at an NRG, stuff like that. But, like, you know, Murktide last week, I went 3-4. And we didn't play the whole event. It was 10 rounds. We could have stayed in it, and maybe we would have gotten, you know, a better record out of it. But I just like the way Shadow plays more. And one thing that I think people kind of fail to realize is, yeah, Murktide, like, flies, but Murktide's always 2 mana. Death Shadow is a more mana-efficient threat, and that does matter in spots. In the first game against Hammer last round, we put 14 power into play for 2 mana. Like, pretty good. Yeah, I know I don't need to convince you, Dalloway, that Shadow's good. Yeah. I agree with that, Dalloway. I played 4 at the NRG, and I think 4 was way too many. I don't know how many is right, but it's not 4. I agree with that. Yep. You really don't have to play it at all. It's kind of a flex slot, honestly, but it does what it needs to. It's a solid card. if the metagame changed enough, I could see playing other things instead, you know? They said, I feel like it's a flex. I feel like the 1-of Spell Pierce, the 2 Ledger Shredders, the Breach are all flex slots. The 3rd Terminate is also certainly a flex slot. But with how popular Murktide is right now, I considered playing 4 Terminates. Like, that thing is dead. People get a Murktide on me, I'm killing it. Like, it's not living. Because that's really the only weakness that Shadow has to Murktide, is Murktide specifically. Everything else, you're, like, dead even. Like, all your cards are basically the same. So, if you can just cover the weakness with a card like Terminate, I think that makes the matchup either 50-50 or favorable. I would argue that in some ways it might be favorable because Thoughtseize is very, very good. But they have Archmage's Charm, but that's not a mana-efficient play at all when you're slinging Spell Pierces and Disputes. So, I don't know. They also have Blood Moon. They can get you with Blood Moon. That's how I beat my Shadow opponent last week, but... yeah, that makes sense too, Dalloway. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I agree. Still 2 matches in progress? Man. Yeah, no, all this to say, I think Murktide is a very good deck, and it's certainly a deck that I'm targeting with any deck that I'm playing in Modern right now. But I think it's overrated, and I think it's overplayed, which then leads to it continuing to be overrated because people are going to continue to put up good results. But it's not, you know, it's not an oppressive deck at all. There's nothing oppressive about it. It's not broken. It's not like any of the other, like, really good decks in Modern have been in the past. Yeah, 2 Murktides is pretty weird. Well, I think they're doing... the lists that play 2 Murktides are typically on Breach. A lot of Murktide lists have started to... some lists have started to play 2 Breach. I'm doing a 1-of Breach today. Larry told me when he played it in Shadow it was pretty sweet. And the card is completely not okay. We've had it already line up very well in one of our games today. It was a double bauble you and kill something. So it was, you know, basically a 3-for-1. And we had Darcy in play, so we were, like, manipulating our deck as well and found an iteration on top. So it was a little more than a 3-for-1. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but... I don't know that the best players are choosing to do that, but... who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if I play the Mox, the Modern Mox, which I'm pretty much a lock to play, I'll be playing Shadow. Yeah, Dalloway. I think it's also like, it's a really bad thing to draw a lot of early in a lot of matchups. You don't really want Shadow in your opener against anything. It's very rare. Burn is like the only matchup where I want one in my opener. Exactly, yeah. Typically, I'm not deploying Shadows until turn 4 or later. There's some games where it happens sooner, but those are, you know, pretty few and far between. It is, yeah. You just have too many. There are just too many cards to put in your deck. Like, there are too many great cards. Like, not other. We talked about some of the flex slots, but you also lose Giganta, and that's also like kind of a big deal, to be honest, because Giganta does some really good things for the deck. Yeah, obviously it's an 8th card, which is sweet. Sometimes you play a 5-mana 5/5, but it also gets you around Blood Moon a little bit. Gives you an out to a Resolve Moon, or better outs to a Resolve Moon at least. It's really good against Control, and Control is definitely a deck. Honestly, I think it's better at NRG, though. You might be right. It's possible Croxo just shouldn't be in the deck right now. Maybe I should play a second Breach. Could maybe see a second Breach. Or just... There are a lot of things I could see it being. Yeah. I don't like it against Hammer, I'll tell you that much. It's kind of an interesting card because if you bin it to Darcy's, then it's just like actually free. But the games where you have it in your hand are certainly awkward. Yeah. I think it also really depends on the meta, because if you expect, like, if I were playing at Energies still, like, a lot of people were playing Control there, and a lot of them are players that I know are going to win. Like Alan, Raja, I know those guys are probably going to be at the top tables, and I'm probably going to have to beat them. The guy, I forget the guy's, George, the guy that I played in the semis in Ohio, he always plays Control and does well. Like, Control just does well at the Energies because really good players are playing those decks. And that's fair, Dalloway. And so I could see like 2 Croxa at NRG specifically, but on Moto, there's like no way. There's just not even remotely enough blue-white control, because I think that's its best matchup. Man, these last two matches taking quite a bit here. All right, one left. One left. Waiting on one. I also just think, I mean, I think the average Moto players are a lot better than NRG players, obviously. Not necessarily in a prelim, but I think when you're doing the big MTGO events. But yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I think there's a big, like, skill gap at the NRGs, right? Like, there's the top, and there's, like, not much of a middle. I think there's a very large drop-off between, like, the good players and then the average players at NRG. Which is fine. I mean, you know, the NRG series, honestly, like, just started really kicking off, I feel like, almost this year. I think they got a lot more popular because SCG is pretty much, you know, they've gone and started doing their own thing, and gosh dang it, Dalloway. Oh, man. All right, well, let's see if we can get to 3-0 here. That'd be pretty nice. I'd be very happy with that. I am 0-1 against Matt Nass Lifetime. Was a feature match too. You can go back and watch it. I wouldn't recommend it though because I did not play. Well, I missed a few triggers, which was unfortunate. But it was a long match, so. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people do at the NRGs. I think a good amount of people are just locals or pretty local that just want to go play. And then you've got grinders, and that's about it, right? Because, yeah, making Twitter angry is gas. I know you love doing that. K-ball. Okay. No one-mana play. I don't know that no one-mana play is keepable, to be honest. That is pretty awkward. I'm on the draw. Ice Hand is bad. I think I need to ship this. No one-mana play on the draw in Modern. Yeah, I don't think that wins many games. Alright. Just gonna bottom one of the Terminates, I think. I could bottom a land. There's some argument to bottom a land, actually. If I did, it would be the Watery Grave. Go get Blood Crypt Steam Vents. I might want double Terminate. If they're Murktide or Hammer, I want double Terminate, so it's probably just a land. Yeah, I agree. I think it's the Grave. Okay, it's Hammer again. Let's see if we can go 3-0 against Hammer. 6-0 in games. We didn't win a die roll, which is unfortunate, but I think we can be okay. I guess I bauble myself here because we don't have to fetch on turn 1. It's a dress down. I actually think I like drawing dress down a lot. So I'm just going to shock this. Thank you, Dalloway. Alright, cast this. Go. Yep. Oh, yeah. Alright, blue-white hammer again. It's a lot of giver runes over here. A lot of giver runes. That is really awkward. Trying to figure out the right way to play this. I can't really attack. God, this is weird. I might have to try to set up like an end-step dress-down situation. I could just terminate the one right now. I don't think I can die. No, I can't die, so I could just terminate the one right now, I guess. And then obviously no attack. Maybe just save the dress down for saga tokens or what have you later. Okay, I think I'm just going to kill it right now. This can go get basic swamp, which is relevant, so let's do this. Fetch shock, blood crypt. Yep. Go. I'm just going to F6. We don't have a play. Yeah. Pure Steel's really gross. Alright. Sure. Thoughtseize is a hell of a draw. That's really, really good. Let's see what's going on in his hand. And leave up Terminate, I guess, as well. And Dress Down. There's actually argument to fetch a basic in this spot. There really is. Yeah, I think I want to fetch a basic. Yeah, that makes our mana kind of awkward. Hammer's kind of always going to kill me anyway. If he had a hammer, he would have played it already, I assume. So I don't think there's a hammer in his hand. I do, Dalloway. I do have basic swamp. That's the one up basic. That's why I'm thinking about fetching basic swamp. I think with this hand, it's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true. We don't need to do that yet. That's a good point. Okay, it's another pure steel. Alright, his hand is pretty poor. So that's good. I think I'm just going to say go, and then I can, like, end step, dress down, terminate, pure steel, play this, potentially. It does stop giver protection, yeah. It does. Then we die to a hammer off the top, though. If I patiently play it, we're not dead to a hammer off the top. We would go to 1. No matter what, we're going to use the dress down. I guess the question is, am I okay with being dead to Stoneforge or Hammer? So we're dead to like 8 cards. Almost locked to die regardless. That's fair. Yeah, I guess, I mean, that is a good point. Alright. I won't play scared. I mean, it's less than 20% that he rips that, so... Honestly, like, there's a world where he doesn't block, right? Because this obviously signals that I have the kill spell, and then he just doesn't have Pure Steel anymore. He no blocks. Holy crap, that's good for us. If he rips it, you just call him a cheater. Exactly. Look, give me an Ornithopter, please. Planes. Dang it. I wanted him to draw that. All right, well, now I just play Darcy, and we're in really good shape, because now I've got Terminate, Dress Down, I've got a blocker. I think that no block from them was pretty loose. Because this monkey's going to become an issue. Breton Forge Tender, sure. Apparently everybody's out here main decking Forge Tenders, probably to beat Murktide. Thank God we play black removal in our deck. Alright, so do I want to use the Dress Down? I don't know that I do. I think we can just wait. I think I'm just going to fetch for a shock and put it in tapped. Yeah, I'm not going to either. Black, blue makes pretty good sense to me here. Alright, so again, I think I attack both, because Dress Down is just going to really convert nicely here. Yeah, their no block is really going to cost them, because converting this Dress Down is going to be absolutely awesome. I have to do it now. And then I can... I don't really want this. Yep, I agree. Really want another 1-mana removal spell is what we want. I think that's best possible for me. If they're smart, they just let the Breton trade. Yeah, Drown is perfect. Drown is the best draw in the deck by a lot. It's not close. Okay. Okay, that's also good. We'll definitely take that. Yeah, land is really good too. Yep, this is a blocker. Play this. I think I just say go, and then we can Unholy Heat this on his turn and get the double Darcy trigger. Yeah. Plays around Hammer off the top, kind of, too. Okay, I don't care. Actually, they're going to kill the Giver. I think we kill the Giver now. Don't have to pay the tax. Gets this off the board. I mean, he can, like, pro-red this, but I don't really care. I definitely want the double manipulate. Oh, there we go. Put that on top. I don't think the game's losable. I'm sure opponent loves to see that. He didn't even pro an attack. I guess he's afraid of shadows. Combat. Hit you. That's right. Let's go indeed. take damage. I think I want to terminate the Pure Steel here on the end step. Seems correct to me, but yeah, I think so. Yep. He did have hammer. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, it's annoying that it draws him a card, specifically. It's the worst part of it, but... He equips it onto the Esper Sentinel, so he gets to draw off that, too. So, I mean, he draws 2 here. This was a really good play from our opponent. This is why they're 2-0 with hammer. Definitely respect this play a lot. Just rip Bolt. Well, he has an Ink Moth, though, so he can block. I guess we could drown kill it. Alright. It's fair. Bin. I will not pay 11. Okay. Okay, that's a good draw. Fire up the Ink Moth here. I think if he is playing around Bolt, he should. Alright, he doesn't. I think I just wait to do anything until his upkeep, probably. I think there's a huge difference. Why do anything at all? Well, because I'm wait till combat. I guess that's a good point. We can just wait to combat, yeah. Giving him a draw step's awkward because he can draw to the protection effects. There are 2. You can have Pierce or the +2/+2. Blacksmith skill. Can't beat either of those, but it's alright. That's a Saga. Got a Saga. Ink Moth is fired up. Blue. Black. Yeah, you're right. The free draw step was... Yeah, I think I agree. Probably wrong. I will not pay 11. Sword of Fire and Ice, and he'll do it on the Esper Sentinel and kill us. Yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing we could do about the... They main deck Sword. That's not... I've seen this all day. I think this is commonplace. Whatever, that's fine. EEs... We'll take a game lost to Hammer. It's the first one we've lost in 5 today, so I'm okay with it. Okay, Breach out, Croxa out, EI, 1 copy out, Spell Pierce out. Alright. We'll be alright. Not super concerned about that. That was pretty annoying. But you know what? He earned that win. The terminate on the end step maybe was wrong. Maybe I'm just not supposed to go for that terminate that we went for. It seemed good, but it was really bad to that exact scenario. If I would have done it the other way, I could have just countered the hammer. It was. I mean, it was fine, but it was weak to hammer exactly. Yeah, I agree. Mac is right. The waiting was poor. Whatever. We lost 10 minutes to game 1. I don't think we could afford to tank much longer on it. I think we would have figured it out if we would have thought another minute or so, but... Good news is we're on the play. This hand is fine. Go Fetch, Shock, Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize, Double Giver Hammer, Urza Saga, Colossus Hammer. They want to get rid of the Esper Sentinel. That card's pretty annoying. We're gonna have to kill both these too. Yeah, his hand's really good, definitely. I think the Sentinel is the biggest problem, though. Has the potential to be the most annoying. We'll be fine. Yep. Kind of just want to be mana efficient here and drown this. Yeah, it's definitely drown, because then next turn I can go EI Heat. So... guess I could leave up... I can leave up counter here, right? There's no real reason to not leave up counter. I'll take an extra damage, but that'll make my shadows bigger if we find them. Which honestly could be good for us. I guess the reason to do it now is Blacksmith Skill. But the reason to wait is Stoneforge Mystic or Pure Steel Paladin would be kind of annoying. Stoneforge Mystic's the really annoying one, because it's a 2-for-1 and gets him Sword of Fire and Ice. But they play, like, 4 to 5 1-mana blow-you-out spells, and I probably can't let him have that here. What did he do? He went Marsh Flats. We know he has Strand. He has one unknown. Whatever. We'll hope he didn't draw a Stoneforge. I think that's almost certainly worst-case scenario is Stoneforge here. Go. Yeah. Alright. It's annoying, but beatable. Alright, Death Shadow's awesome. That is so good there. Holy smokes. I think we're actually going to wait a turn on heating. But we are going to EI. It's a good EI spot. We'll just see what happens, but I kind of want to get this Shadow rolling. Alright, Terminate into hand. One of these in exile. This one can go get basic, but I don't want a basic here anyway. Just want this to be big boy. It's, we could almost make it a 2-turn clock, actually. Fetch Shock, Fetch Shock, Fetch Shock. We can put him to 2. Alright, none of this matters. We'll bottom the one that can get a basic, I guess. Exile this. Play this. Fetch Shock. Blood Crypt, probably. Death Shadow. Go. I guess Sanctifier and Vet can be a real problem, too. That was another card to think about. Okay, so he's holding the Strand for some reason. That's just a spew giving me that information. So he hasn't played the Strand yet, right? Yeah, so he's just giving me info. Thank you, opponent. Makes a guy. That's smart. It's a smart play. That's a really good draw. It's a really, really good draw. That means we pretty much have him on a 2-turn clock. In fact, we do have him on a 2-turn clock. So I just go Unholy Heat this, terminate this when he tries to give it protection, fetch shock, and then next turn, honestly, I don't even need to shock, but I think I'm gonna. And the next turn I just dress down, which will kill the construct token, and then this will be a 13-13. So I think that's the best way to play this. Shocking isn't like 100% necessary, I guess. I still think I like doing it. I'm not sure which one makes him more or less likely to block next turn with something, but either way. Like a watery grave. Okay, kill all this trash. 7 you. Go. He is making a guy, so dress down here will kill him if he doesn't block. With some other creature. But if he's in the Abyss, that's a pretty good spot for me. Sure. Pretty awkward. Well, if I dress down into a kill spell, he dies, so let's try that first, and then we'll figure it out from there. Probably bad tapping. Yeah, it was bad tapping. So EI could still hit an Unholy Heat. Otherwise, I have to fetch shock, play Monkey. Well, that's still good. Combat 13. Fetch shock. play a 10-10, go. Yeah, we definitely want it to be a 10-10. We want both of them to be lethal. What's up, Teddy? How's it going, man? Plays that tapped. All right, I like our spot here a lot. Another Death Shadow. All right, I'm just going to attack. I guess dash this, attack all. Yeah. I think he's just trying to waste some of my time. Yeah, he is. Combat, all at you. Yeah. Cool. Game 3. All right, 1 mana 10-10s. Confirmed good. Into 1 mana 10-10s. Or 1 mana 13-13s as it was last turn. But alright, let's see if we can get 3-0 on the day. We're on the draw. I don't think that really changes anything at all. It's possible this should have been in my deck on the play, the EI, but the 4th EI, but it's definitely out on the draw. I'm happy with all this. Alright. Can't keep this, unfortunately. It's a pretty bad land, but alright. Been a monkey for sure. Not a great hand, but God, I need to really draw land. Blood Crypt. Monkey. I'm not going to bauble there. It's not worth giving him a card, I don't think. Teddy, some people would argue it's not, but it's good against Hammer. They top-decked me game 1, and I haven't lost it. I played against it 3 times today. I have not lost to it once until now, so. And that's games. We hadn't dropped a game to it. I also didn't sideboard in one of those games because I was double queued in the vintage cube. So this game we're in a little bit of trouble though. Losing the die roll, losing game 1, pretty unfortunate. And missing the land. I was like, if we draw a land here, we're in fine shape, but missing the land is so bad for me. He's gonna trade his Stoneforge now. I mean, gotta let him do it. We'll turn Monkey into a removal spell, that's fine. Yeah, he couldn't block quick enough. Easy block for him. I think I just have to say go. Maybe I just have to give him a card. Maybe I have to bauble. Could go Darcy bauble. Because I have drowns, I can deal. Yeah, I think I've just got to try and find mana. I don't know. I hate giving him cards, but if we don't draw lands, I've lost the game. So, say no to that, obviously. I'll bin this. Bauble you, I guess. He's got a reality chip. That's pretty scary. Okay, we miss on the land again. Okay, that's real. It's a real card. So he's gonna Pure Steel Paladin on us here. I have no idea how I'm supposed to play this. I could just play Ledger, but that kind of just auto loses. I mean, it doesn't auto lose to the Pure Steel. It chump blocks the Ink Moth, I suppose, or chump blocks wherever he puts it. Could also just kill one of these and pay 1, and then he draws 1. Oh my god, dude. I think I'm just going to play Shredder. I don't know. I don't think I'm winning the game where I'm trying to react right now. We need lands. And I think pressuring him is good. He's probably lost. His hand was just too good for a 1-land hand on a mold 6 that couldn't hit its second land on turn 2. It is what it is. We haven't lost yet, but we're in bad shape. Say we're probably sub 20%, maybe sub 10% to win. Yes. It is. Alright, well, I mean... Okay. All of this is okay. He's not making a construct here? Are you kidding me? That's insane. Oh, okay, the Coulda. I see. Alright, I think I've just got to give this guy cards. I think I EI, and then I try to hit a land and I Unholy Heat the Stoneforge. That's all we got. EI. Blue. Red. Yep. Always yield. Always yield. No. No. Bin this. Okay. One of them into your hand. I actually might take the swamp. I think I'm taking the swamp here. One on the bottom. I'm going to leave the Shredder back. We'll keep this on top. That way I don't die to Pure Steel, which I think he has. Nice little sequence. Yeah, not terrible. I mean, double Esper Sentinel's clowning me, but what can you do? There's almost no way I'm going to win this game, but we'll see. It's possible to terminate was stupid to keep too, but I'm so low on clock that... Not sure. Shadow Spear. Okay. Wow, this guy just can't draw lands. This game, I might actually win this game. You have got to be kidding me. F6. All right, I need to start picking up the pace. He somehow did not, or it's a colorless land? I don't know. Oh my god. EE on 1 here is not okay. Can even pay 2 on it. Don't think I'm supposed to, though. I don't know. I think I just want to leave up drown. 3U. We'll play this on 1. You can draw 3. We'll pay 1, actually. Go. Bolt is fine. Yeah, I mean, it is going to get him pretty good. It blows up 5 of his cards and 1 of mine, so pretty into it. I'm going to be honest, if he plays Pure Steel here, I might drown it. This is fine. I'm just going to block there. I think. Or do I just pop the EE? Don't think I'm supposed to pop the EE yet. Maybe I am. He gets to rebuild pretty quickly. I guess I pop. I don't know. Then he could just beat me with a Ariok and Vet. Yeah, that's fine. You gain your life. Yeah, counter this. Bolt might not be good enough. I'm going to bin it. I should have binned it last time too, I think. No all across the board, obviously. The good news is he's going to have to like move to clean up. He's already played a land. Likely I'm going to 4 him and then pop E now, but I guess I can do it on his turn. We don't need to do it yet. Okay, combat for you. Go. Drew 6, has to discard 4. Yeah, pretty funny, I agree. Alright, I gotta pop the E now. There's no way I can wait on it. Yep. Any 1-mana card is resolving. There's like no way I'm countering anything here, I don't think, for 1 mana. The 2-mana cards are the ones I care about. Even an 8, I think I would just let happen. I can't think of a single 1-mana card I would counter. Yep.
Not going to talk that much, chat, because I'm just focusing on doing the clicks and doing the things I need to do. I'll get more talkative again after this game. Yeah, that resolves. Always yield. Actually, that might not resolve. We'll see. I have to pitch a land. I want that to grow, but I can't let it. I might have to counter this, actually. I think I probably do. Black, blue. Dash this. Three. What? Okay, that's annoying. You got it, go. I didn't even know they played March. Makes sense, it's a good card, but... Alright, well, I feel pretty dead here. I feel like he's just gonna go fire up, double hammer you. We'll see, though. I guess double hammer doesn't beat terminate, so... Okay. Yield to this. Pitch this. That really blows. I feel very dead. I don't know. I have to do this because the clock's so low, but... Yep, now he's going to hammer this, and we'll die. Which really sucks, but here we are. Well, EE on 2 is pretty cool. I guess I just play this on 1. Combat attack. Okay. Yep. Can't do that. Combat 2. Have to save the heat for the ink moth that can block. Trigger the shredder. He has the pro. Oh my god. Oh, it's bad for me. Oh, hammer. Okay. Sure. Just gonna do this. What the hell? Should have already always yielded to this. Have to F6, and then I just have to F6, and we'll just see what happens. I think I'm probably dead, but this has been a really close game. Okay. 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 If I top deck a spell, I win. Oh my gosh, I'm swinging for lethal. Ah, well, we should be 3-0. It's literally 5 seconds and we win. Didn't I already click auto yield to Shredder? What is it asking me for? It should auto discard that card, man. Oh my god. It's so tilting, man. I don't understand why Moto does that. There's not even a choice there. There's no choice. It's a forced trigger. I have no decisions. Ugh. I have already clicked auto yield. Why does it not just auto put a card from the top in the yard and put a counter or don't put a counter on my thing depending on its typing? It's insane. I had clicked F6 too. I'm auto yielded and I've F6'd. The only thing that should happen is every trigger should just resolve and I should go to combat. It's not bailing me out. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've hit F6, which means I do nothing except go to combat. That's it. That's what F6 means. F6 means yield everything, period. And I've already auto-yielded to the Shredder. I don't get it. I do not get it. What is the point of those commands if they don't do anything? Ugh. I'm aware. Man. That would not have been a draw. All right, let's see if we can get our 3-1. 3-1 with a clock loss as we were attacking for lethal. It is what it is. I'm going to lead Darcy Bauble here. I really want to land is why we're doing it this way. That's just me not auto-yielding to stuff when I should have. So they have a Dwarven Mines. They're playing the combo deck. Okay. That was a very strange game. Everything about that game was very odd. Okay, we're getting bolted. So stupid, man. Alright, well, it's 2 games in a row where we've had this happen. Whatever. Yeah, play this. Well, we have Delirium, so this doesn't die to Ren. So I guess man, I hate this. Play Darcy, go. Okay. Oh, go. So he has bolt number 3. Alright, not bolt number 3. I guess we've had 3 Darcys, but I haven't drawn lands, so. Let's still say my opponent is pretty far ahead in this position. We're land away from being in great shape, though, because if I have drowns up, I think we're good, but I just got to draw land. Okay. Just setting up keep stop so I can kill this Wren that he's probably going to play. Never mind. There's the mine I knew about. Okay. Shock. Leave up drown for the rest of the game. I think we're in good shape. Well, we're going to drown something here, I think. Drown it. It's hilarious that we're able to drown a binding in this game, but I guess he could have Spell Pierce. That'd be bad for me. He might, too. Oh, God. Yep, that's fine. So I need a land. Really want a land. That will do. So now I can go dash, still leave up drown. Seems fine. I mean, I could cast that and take down my defenses, but I think we'd much rather have some interaction available. Kind of interesting. It's really awkward because... Can I even cast this? I'm only going to have 3 different land types, right? So the answer is no. Never mind. I can't play that anyway. Go. Fable. Did we let that one resolve? I kind of don't want to be honest. I do have heat for it, but countering this seems weird. It's pretty close. They're both the same mana efficiency because it's a treasure. I don't really like having him loot, though. The loot on the Fable scares me a little bit. That's why I think I counter this. Heat still stops combo, so I think I'm going to do this. EI. Is EI better than Dashing Monkey? Probably. I'd like a land. Then I would still get to potentially Dash Monkey. Yeah. So this is definitely better. Put one of them into your hand. I actually think I might take the second heat. They're playing creativity. Yeah, I think I'd take the second heat, even though obviously iteration is very good, and we're going to exile the land. But I think I'm good with another heat. I don't know, iteration's interesting, but... we're shuffling the iteration right back, too, which is nice. Oh, I gotta get Watery Grave here and dash. I'm playing anything I would ever hit here anyway. I'm just gonna come back to hand. All right, persist. Kind of wish he drew that, to be honest, but it's fine. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Dash. Tech. Okay. Dwarven Mines. That's 2 mines gone, by the way, too, which is kind of funny. Play a Shadow. Go. He fetches Dwarven Mine and prays that I have not double Unholy Heat in my hand, which I do, so... heat that. Alright. EE. Spell Pierce. Honestly, Invasive Surgery is quite good against them. You just get all their creativities. If you have Delirium, that's kind of sick. Kind of into it, to be honest. Grixis seems bad. Terminate. No, Dress Down's terrible. Ledger Shredder doesn't seem good to me either. Breach, I think, is fine, because Breach Thoughtseize is real. Breach Bauble is real. I don't know, maybe that's not good enough. Terminate seems pretty poor to me. It's not particularly good. I think that's going to be my cut, is the Terminates. 2 Terminates, leave the Breach in for Thoughtseize and Baubles specifically. Possibly I want one more Terminate. Maybe one more Terminate is better than Breach. It's kind of close. They don't play blue, so I don't think so. I mean, I could play Cancel, but that, like, part of the reason I don't like it is it's mana inefficient. I think I like Breach Thoughtseize and Breach Bauble, but maybe it's bad. Maybe it should just be another Terminate, actually. Because Terminate does break their combo. It's, like, real. Yeah, this is probably nonsense. Use the same art on these. Alright, well, let's try and win this game. Still get a 3-1 out of this prelim. Probably what would have been a 4-0, but oh well. I suck at manning Moto, so just, it is what it is. This hand's good. We're going to keep it. I could have done a lot of things to save time. It was such a strange game with 3 Esper Sentinels in play, but I don't think I auto-yielded to those either. Like, just a lot of things where you could have gained 2 to 3 seconds that don't involve actual play speed. As usual, I feel like had to have lost at least 3 minutes to the client, which is definitely just on me not knowing how to man it, but alright, well, I get to Thoughtseize on 1, that's big. That shock Thoughtseize, baby. Like not talking to chat. Yeah, I mean, I should have stopped talking to chat sooner. That is also fair. I did it a little too late. Oh well. It is what it is. God, his hand is good. He can't cast this Ren yet. That's kind of interesting. So I think I leave the Ren alone. What if I just take the Fable? The Fable actually might be the most dangerous card in his hand. The Ren is the most dangerous one if he draws a fetch. Oh, God. I think I'm going to take Fable and just hope to fade the fetch for a little bit. Fable's definitely the most dangerous card. It makes his Persist kind of real too. This card doesn't really do that much right now. God, Ren is just so good if he draws a fetch. But he has to top deck it right now. Fable's good if he draws any land. I'm going to take Fable. Screw it. Go. Magic. Alright, well. It's really bad for me. That is really, really bad. But I think we could still beat it. It's just bad. Right, that's pretty good. I'm going to fetch Shock, dash this, hit him. Can't play Shadow because he can kill it. Okay. You... Okay. Kinda happy you didn't draw that, to be honest. Alright, well, go. Is Creativity, Blood Crypt Persist, about to be Wooded Foothills in hand? So I need a way to beat Creativity here. So we're gonna, God, dude, awful draws, man. Opponent draws perfect off the top, and we don't draw a spell. I guess we did draw the iteration, but we're 1 for 3 in spells, and he ripped perfect, so pretty annoying. So just gotta be iteration, right? Because that holds up drown and terminate. I probably want to fetch first. I think I want to fetch shock. I think the best hit here is Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat, fetch shock. It can be blue-black, I guess. This matters that much, I don't think. EI. Blue. Undo that. Red. Blue. I might actually be able to beat an Archon here too, funny enough. Shadow lines up okay against it. Okay, I'm going to put the Shadow in hand. One of them on the bottom. This. Exile this. Cast this. See what I'm going to draw. If it's a heat, we'll play differently. It's another EI. That's not really that bad. I just cast Ragavan, cast Shadow, and then he'll play an Archon, which will lose me 3, which makes the... Alright. Which makes the Shadow a 7/7. I can't double Shadow because I'm getting Edicted here. Oh god, he can minus Ren though. So I guess I do have to double Shadow. Otherwise he just minuses the Ren on the monkey. Okay. Well, Shadow. We know he has a Wooded Foothills in his hand too, so he's 1 unknown here. Draw the EI. Yep. We definitely discard Watery Grave. Dude. What are these draws? Okay. So... the lowest I can go is 5 if I don't kill the Ren. I can go to 4 if I kill the Ren. I think I have to EI. Question is, do I bauble myself first? Bauble myself first. It doesn't seem really good because I can't fetch shock like I just said. I mean, we could get a swamp, but I think it pretty much has to be this, so I may as well bauble him. May I just cast the EI first? I guess let's cast the EI first, leaving up Blood Crypt here. Blue. God dang it. Undo. Blue. Red. What a joke. What a joke. 0 ways to interact in like 12 cards. I guess we could just go to the next game. Can't win here. I guess I could bobble into something. Could bobble into heat. Alright, so keep double Darcy. Cast this. Play this. Dude, where am I in holy heats? It's insane. Still 4 of them in there. If I don't have a heat on top, we'll just concede. Okay. Absolutely ridiculous how bad we drew that game. And how well he drew. Good lord. I almost wonder if the fatal push... I forgot we had bolt too, so we had even more hits when we were looking for an answer to the 1-1. I don't know. I wonder if fatal push is supposed to be in to deal with the 1-1 token. I don't think so. I think we just drew very, very bad, and that's fine. Our opponent drew really well. That fetch off the top was really infuriating. We're going to keep this. I don't really love drawing lands right now. Lands are fine, but I guess I want fetches, not actual... Yeah, I think it is fetch, shock, steam vents, Darcy, bauble. Always yield. We'll bin that. They don't really play Thoughtseize, I don't think, although they could. We'll wait. Why not? Whatever. We'll do him. Okay, he has a Blood Crypt on top. Okay, Fetch Shock Thoughtseize is insane here. It gives me Delirium too, and then I also get to Spell Pierce their play. This, I think, gets blue-black. I like Watery Grave here. If he goes for a bolt on the Darcy, there's some argument actually to Spell Pierce this, I think, but I'm kind of expecting to get Veil of Summered, so I'll Spell Pierce that. Yep, this is fine. I don't know, if he bolts, I might actually counter. I think I like having a 3-3. But we are about to have a huge threat in Death Shadow. Kind of huge. It's only going to be a 3-3 the first turn, but... Okay, yep, we're getting veiled, so I'm going to counter the crap out of that. Opponent can screw right off with that Veil of Summer. Yep, absolutely not. Think again. We'll keep that on top. Got Ren 6, Bitter Reunion. I think the Bitter Reunions are more threatening than the Ren by a lot, so I'm going to take a Bitter Reunion here. Combat. 3U. Would love EI to hit a fetch here. Okay, him shocking there's got to be good for me. He's got him under a lot of pressure. Yeah, he's not even casting the Ren. It kind of makes sense, to be honest. Probably trying to set up an Arcan. Let's cast this. Red, blue. I might actually bin this. This is not what I want. It's a great card, obviously, but this is not what I want. Here is another EI. I'm going to put this in the bin. Okay. Put one of them into your hand. You put the Pierce in my hand. One of them on the bottom. This is where things are interesting. I think it's probably the monkey. But I could just play monkey. He can Ren kill monkey. I don't really care about that necessarily. So we know his hand is Ren and another fetch, and that's all we know. I think I bottomed this one. Is that necessarily what I'm looking for? It seems kind of good. Is that good? Is that good? I don't think so. I'm gonna bin it. Flusterstorm. The real question is, do I expose my shadow to a bolt? And I believe the answer is yes, because bolt's already good here. And this is very good if I get Arcaned. If I get bolt plus persisted, that'll be awful, but if he has that, he has that. Flusterstorm. If I untap here without anything too ridiculous, I think I win. Him not getting black there is very good for me. I see. Alright, well, that sucks, but here we are, I guess. God, he has Flusterstorm. That's rough. Go. That is rough. Could put Gigantha in my hand there, but I think that's way too greedy. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay, let that happen, and then I'll just Unholy Heat the Ren, probably. Might actually lose this game to 1-1s. It's kind of gross. Kill this. Could terminate this. It's like actually a world where that kind of makes sense, but I think I wait a little bit on that play. Alright, I should have terminated it. It's very awkward. Cast this, go. I think waiting was like okay, it just was the worst possible draw into that. Did have 4 of them left though, so it's kind of interesting. Sure. Okay, this is really good for me, actually. I'm going to Spell Pierce this. Is that good for me? He has Flusterstorm. He just Flusterstorms this. I think I have to Pierce this. Then he fetches another Dwarven Mine. Goes to 3. And then pays, and then I Pierce it again. Marvin, thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. I think I've got a Pierce. Just lets it resolve. It's interesting. Okay. Guess he really doesn't want to fetch if he can help it, because then he dies to Lightning Bolt. Okay, that's actually a really good draw. Now I just offer the trade. I'm very okay with the trade now, and then just play another one, I guess. Although I don't really need to play one right now, but... do I want to play one right now? Problem is, I kind of need Terminate and Pierce up because of the Flusterstorm that's in his hand. Like, I'll just die to combo. But, I mean, he has to have it. He doesn't... I can't decide if I'm supposed to play this here or not. This is really close. If he has it, I die to it. He has Flusterstorm to protect himself. This is game 3. I don't know if I'm supposed to go for it here or not. How many... have we seen any... we've seen no copies of Creativity. The odds that he has one are, like, somewhat high, but does Pierce Terminate even beat him anyway? It does if he doesn't have a land, because I can Pierce the Creativity and Terminate the token. I think I'm just going to wait. I can draw a land. which should make playing the Ragavan pretty free. Okay. We'll see if he goes for it. I think he might go for it. That'd be really good for me. I think he is. Terminate his guy. Yeah, terminate. Black. Red. Got Spell Pierce up. He'll Fluster Storm. Oh god, I did this in the wrong order. Completely in the wrong order. I am so stupid. Oh my god. Well, this is like a stone cold punt. That was so dumb. I just needed to think about it more. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, Fluster Storm happens. Spell Pierce you. Supposed to literally... God. I was just worried about him not casting the Fluster. If I would have gone for the Pierce, but... So terrible. Well... That's awful. Bauble. You. Yeah, I deserve this. I guess there's no guarantee he would have cast the Fluster, but I think he would have. And if he casts the Fluster, then I put him to 1. EE, okay. And if I put him to 1, fetches aren't live, which would have been huge. But here we are. It's definitely still a winnable game, but... play this on 0. Go. Okay. Okay. That's pretty annoying. Oh, Blood Crypt, I guess. Doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna shock. That's good. Go. I think I have to counter this. Yeah, that's just too good. probably. Yeah, because then he just gets a treasure if he attacks. So I've got to counter that. Okay, I was about to say this is like a perfect draw. This makes up for that missed attack earlier, I guess. Dash this, put him to 1, now fetches are dead. It should just be a lethal attack if I would have played better, but here we are. Maybe I'll hit a Ren and kill him, that'd be gas. Fable. That is really good. I'll be playing that. Alright, F6, F6, go. Top deck Dwarven Mine is like one of the only things that gets me here. Even if I get top decked, we threw with sequencing in this game. So it's hard for me to even get like I'll be annoyed with it, but definitely cost myself this one if we don't win. Sure. Okay, we should have 4-0'd this, and it should have been easier than that, but I'll take a 3-1. I've just got to work more on my mechanics. It's just, it is what it is, but 3-1 is good. I'm very happy with that. If I could 3-1 every prelim I'd play, I would snap that off. And he did draw the fetch. Yeah, what a game. What a match. What a match. All right, chat, I'm going to get some water real quick, and then we're going to play some Pioneer.